About 40 seconds. There are only 40 seconds every morning that very quietly dictate your entire day. Your phone alarm rings. Your eyes open in the dark. And before even a single conscious thought forms in your head, a part of your brain has already done the math. The cold floor of the room, the long and heavy day ahead of you, and that task you promised yourself you would finally start today. And your brain has made its decision before you. Your hand reaches out, the alarm turns off. You tell yourself, "It's fine, I'll make up for it." And 40 seconds later, you're fast asleep again. You lost a battle you didn't even have a chance to wake up for. Then, around noon, the guilt kicks in. You open a new tab, watch another motivational video, write a new planner with a handwriting prettier than the last one. It works for about 3 days, then it stops. And you end up right back where you started, with the exact same repetitive sentence in your head. What is wrong with me? Why am I so undisciplined? Many people tell you the problem is your willpower. They say you've gotten soft, you're making excuses, and you just need to grit your teeth and push through. But here is what almost no one tells you. And the main secret is why discipline feels so agonizing to you and so effortless to everyone else. Highly disciplined people aren't the ones who push themselves better. They barely push themselves at all. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see how real discipline actually works inside your brain, why your nervous system has learned to hate it, and 5 scientific strategies to trick your brain into falling in love with the exact things you are running away from right now. Let's dive in. To understand these patterns, we first need to explore a strange and underrated idea from psychology. A paper published in 1992 by Robert Eisenberger, titled Learned Industriousness. What was his main point? That making an effort isn't just a mental decision. Effort is a physical sensation. Effort has a specific texture and feeling in the body. The heaviness in your chest before starting a hard task, the tightness behind your eyes, and the intense urge to run away. And because effort is a feeling, it is conditionable. It can be trained, just like taste, smell, or sound. Eisenberger's research showed a surprising result. When effort is repeatedly paired with a reward, the feeling of effort itself gradually takes on the value of a reward. The heaviness of work is no longer registered as pain, but as a signal that says, something good is on the way. Why is this vital for you? Because loving effort is not an innate personality type. It is a conditioned connection. Some people learn this by accident, and you didn't. That is the key difference. In 2018, University of Toronto researchers published a paper called The Effort Paradox. Their point was straightforward. True, humans shy away from effort, but we often choose hard tasks on purpose. No one gets off a helicopter to hike a mountain just to see the view. Effort doesn't just have a cost. Effort creates value. So wanting hard work is not a fantasy. It is a proven human capacity that yours is just currently turned off. So, how is this capacity turned on? For that, we need to look at the strangest mechanism in your brain, dopamine. You've probably heard that dopamine is the reward hormone. That is partially wrong. In the 1990s, Wolfram Schultz showed that dopamine cells are initially released when a reward arrives. But when an animal learned that a light turning on always came before the reward, the role of dopamine shifted. The dopamine signal moved backward. It detached from the prize itself and attached to whatever reliably predicted the arrival of the prize. Now look at your own life. Your brain doesn't release dopamine when you finish a task. The moment you pick up your phone, dopamine is pumped because the phone is the absolute prediction of something good. Now ask yourself this brutal question. What does opening your notebook actually predict? For most people, the answer is nothing good. Your notebook predicts psychological pressure, self-blame, and discovering how far behind you are. And your brain does exactly what it was designed to do for survival. Pulls back and flashes. You don't have a discipline problem. You have a prediction problem. And where did this prediction come from? Remember your childhood. What was rewarded? A grade, a trophy, approval from others. Everyone celebrated the result. But what about the 3 weeks of messy, exhausting hard work behind it? No one threw a party. Your nervous system learned that effort is like an agonizing tax you have to pay to finally get the prize. You drifted away from learned industriousness because the system around you only applauded the finish line. So what is the solution? Pushing harder? Absolutely not. More pressure means repeating the wrong path more often. Motivation is also weather. It's not sustainable. The goal isn't to want it more. The goal is to change the prediction of the action. These 5 strategies do exactly that for you. 1. Reward the effort, not the result. Results are slow and unpredictable. The moment your work session today is over, check the box before any evaluation. Say, I showed up. Your brain needs the feeling of effort to be immediately paired with something good, even if your faith in yourself is shaky. 2. Bring the reward to the front door. The temptation bundling rule. Move dopamine backward. Put what you love at the entrance of the hard work. For example, drink that special coffee only and exclusively at your desk. Listen to that catchy song only while working. If you get it without working, it doesn't predict anything anymore. 3. Make the entry barrier so small that skipping it is ridiculous. The brain is not afraid of work. It is afraid of the size of the work. Writing a chapter is scary, but opening the file and writing just 1 sentence is not scary. Make the entry point so small that saying no to it feels foolish. Repetition is the only currency this system accepts. 4. Design the room. Not your willpower. Disciplined people aren't the ones who beat temptation. They are the ones who never face temptation in the first place. Put your phone in another room before starting. Prepare tomorrow's clothes the night before. Set up the environment so that your tired 11 p.m. self doesn't have to fight. 5. Never end on a failure. The last 30 seconds of any session is what gets filed into your brain. Do not end a practice with a failure. Do not close your laptop in the middle of a complaint. Intentionally end on a small, successful task and stop right there so the good feeling stays with you. You are the author of the final line in your nervous system's diary. Now let's be honest with each other. Hard tasks remain hard. The heaviness stays. What disappears is not the hardness of the work. Rather, it's your inner debate. That 40-second negotiation by the morning alarm finally shuts up. Over a century ago, William James said the main goal of education is to turn our nervous system into our friend instead of our enemy. Discipline is all of this. It means a nervous system that has a reason to look forward to something good. Now I ask you, out of these 5 strategies, which one is the missing link in your life? Paying attention to effort, bringing the reward to the entrance, shrinking the start of the work, designing the room, or ending the work with a small win? Be sure to write it for me in the comments and be specific, because I read every single comment and I'm curious to know which one you leaned into the most. If you've lived with the label, "I'm a lazy person until now," I hope this video shattered that belief in your head. You weren't broken. You were just trained by a system that only applauded the finish line, and training can be restarted from scratch. If you found this video useful, hit the like button and send it to that friend who has been fighting themselves at 6 a.m. for years, blaming their own personality. They don't need a motivational lecture. They just need to understand that a simple conditioning is at play. Thank you for giving us your valuable time. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so we can keep exploring the hidden machines of the mind together. Until the next video, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.